Now it's, you hear that?
Yep.
That is the equivalent of a router. That's his hotspot. He's
Mm.
turned it on, and it continuously. Each of those sounds is a burst of microwave radiation. That is energy that our bodies did not evolve to have during their normal day. Okay, Jim, you want to make a phone call? So the tick, 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 tick. Hear that? That's a Bluetooth. So that's trying to make a connection someplace. All of that is happening when a phone call is happening now. When you move your phone, there we go.
So you're saying anytime we're near any device like a cell phone, a router, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, even,
yes,
as I recall, electric toothbrushes or
Wi-Fi, GPS,
okay,
a GPS in your car.
like
I found when I went to buy a new car that I brought my meter into it and the radio wasn't on. Nothing. I turned the car on. I went to turn the radio, and every 6 seconds, a spike of energy blasted through the car compartment. Why is that? It was the Bluetooth connector, so that it kept on wanting to connect the audio system to the entire car, to the radio, and it was standing ready. See, engineers have been told that the highest priority for their specifications is connection. And what I found, even my cousin, who is a physicist, he didn't know there were any human effects like this, because what he had been told is that it's fine unless it heats, and it actually heats your tissue. And so the FCC has consistently kept a guideline that only if your human tissue heats up, is it defined as a health effect. Now remember, they were doing this when microwave ovens came on board, and they didn't want to have people put their hands in the middle of the oven and cook it. Well, that was very good. But we have come a long way. There's a tsunami of devices. They work against, I guess I have 2 questions for you. Do you know the common reference to word if someone has an EEG and there's no activity on the measurements they take? The EEG is that measurement to the brain.
Yeah, brain dead?
It's brain dead. Now, what is it, though? How about an EKG? Nothing on the EKG. It's a flat line. What is that called?
Well, that's death as well, isn't it?
That's plain old death. That's straightforward, the whole body dead. And so what the point I'm making is our hearts and our brains are really the strongest users of subtle electrical kinds of fields in our body, and we are absolutely flooding them with things that are far, far beyond the capacity. And what happens is oxidative stress, the basis of many, many chronic diseases, even cancers, Alzheimer's, heart disease. That's a given fact. What I love is we can stack the deck for success. We can stack the deck for resiliency. If we're just mindful, again, I suggest going to like Trust and taking a look. They have these really neat little postcards. Remember your distance. Remember, turn it off when you don't use it. Don't put it up to your ear, immediately whenever you connect. Really, really simple things. Turn it off at night. At night, if you have that phone near you, you are guaranteed not to be producing melatonin Melatonin goes away, does not get activated if you are in a field of EMFs. I mean, it comes on a bit, but it's not at an efficient level. And so all that repair work that a good night's sleep does it becomes a risky situation rather than a resiliency. You go to sleep after looking at your screens or after sitting on your cell phone, and you don't have the melatonin that allows you to have a good night's sleep.
Well, it also, as far as I understand, it reduces your immunity as well. And in an age of a pandemic, reduced immunity is like inviting.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, not a good idea. Wow.
You're absolutely on target. It is that whole cycle. The immune system is just an expression of your resiliency and your risk factors working together to work it out, you know.
So Shirley, we're down to just a couple of minutes left, and I think we're going to have you back to talk a lot more about energy medicine. But there are a couple of things I know you can suggest to our listeners they do, or even do with their spouses or partners or other people in the household, which I understand you're doing. Share with us just a couple of tips about energy medicine, and we'll invite you back to talk about that in more depth if you're willing.
Well, I tell you what, there's three major areas that I wanted to share about that. One, a major reset. If you are really on overload and you feel like you're overwhelmed, you know, be it handling getting the groceries or your loved one has just gone to the hospital. You know, it's really both of those are overwhelmed. And what I'd like you to do with me, and maybe that'll be our one thing here, it's called a triple warmer smoothie. You go along the meridian lines, and what you're doing is you're backing them up. What I'd like you to do is sit with your feet on the floor. I'd like take your right hand and put it on your left, the beginning of your left eyebrow. And what I want you to do is very firmly just push it like you're pushing out a toothpaste tube. Push out all the excess tension and anxiety all the way over to the upper corner of your ear. And do that. Feel how you're feeling. And then push, I mean, really against your eyebrow and out to that corner of the ear. And a third time. Then take that hand and at the top of the ear and curl around the ear and really push into your skull and down the side of your neck. Ooh, there might be some muscles there. That's triple warmer's muscle. Down behind your ear, down there, and to your shoulder. Then take your hand across. And what you're going to do is sweep off all the cares and the anxieties and the extra schmutzy kind of energy from your shoulder to your elbow and sweep it off your fourth finger from your shoulder to your elbow. Sweep it off the fourth finger. You do the same thing on the other side. I'll go quickly. So eyebrow to ear, pressing out all the anxieties, eyebrow to ear. Ooh, eyebrow to ear, around the ear, just really firmly and down that muscle in the back on your shoulder, around the ear, the muscle on your back and your shoulder, then off the elbow and fingertips, off the elbow and fingertips.
I found myself wanting to breathe very deeply as we went through that as well. To sort of clear out the energy. It really released the stuff. Now, speaking of releasing, I gotta let you go, but not before we tell people how to get in touch with you if they want to have you as a speaker or as a healer, because you're a woman of many talents. So let's have your.
You know, if you want to get a list of resources that I have, then just send me an email that says, please send your resources.
Okay. And that would be Shirley at eurekapower.com. Is that correct?
Perfect.
So it's Shirley at Eureka, EUREKA, power.com.
Correct.
Excellent. Well, Shirley, this has been so informative and scary, but exciting in the sense that, with the help of research like you've been doing and the advocacy you are diligently a part of and your educational role that continues, there's hope. There's hope for us to be informed and then take appropriate action to stack the deck of the favor and build our resiliency. So thanks so much for being with us today.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank our listeners as well for being here with us on the SOB Radio Network and Living Legacy Leadership. And do remember, please, the life you live is the legacy you leave. Bye-bye now.